It just occurred to me that the universe lined up a splendid trail of synchronicities for me to follow over the last several months. In the wonderful book, Feelings Buried Alive Never Die by Carol Trueman, she introduced me to new terminology for how manifesting and synchronicities work. Carol called it being single-minded. Most of us are double-minded. Your heart and mind have to be aligned single-mindedly so that the God in you or the universe or whatever knows what to deliver without ambiguity. I used to think, I'd love to win the lottery, but I don't know anything about setting up foundations to manage all that money. I'd have to learn about tax consequences. Yuck. My whole life would change, and I don't really want that. No wonder I never won the lottery. Plus, I don't buy tickets. It's when our hearts and our heads are singing the same tune that synchronicities happen. A little over a year ago, you may know that we found a marvelous new home, spacious enough for Kevin's dad, Kevin, and me to have our own private sanctums, with plenty of windows for light and views, surrounded by a few acres of nature in a park-like setting. Synchronicities abounded with that purchase too. But the previous owners, Marcia and Dan, had lived here over 30 years. But with getting older and Dan having some health concerns, they decided to move to a brand new, beautiful, easier to care for home in a development for seniors. They went out of their way to leave notes about mystery light switches. They placed all the appliance manuals in the appropriate rooms and provided a valuable list of service people they used, all above and beyond what they needed to do. Marcia even gifted me with a clever and beautiful wall hanging that looked like a picture, but opened up to reveal a jewelry box. I fleetingly met Marcia just once, but we never did meet them properly. They were so kind and generous to complete strangers, usurping their long-time treasured home. About 6 months after moving, Dan unexpectedly passed away. His obituary let us know just how special and impactful he had been in his full life, career, community, family, and friends. He was a truly extraordinary man. Though we'd never met him, we felt, of course, terribly sad for Marcia's loss. I wrote a note of condolence, and she very sweetly wrote me back and suggested meeting for lunch sometime. We did meet a month or two later, and Marcia was obviously hurting, but very strong. She credited much support and love from many good friends and her precious dog, Gracie, along with a younger relative who had recently lost her husband. Marcia had somehow found Shine That Divine online and asked if I did speaking engagements. I said I love to speak to groups if it's something I'm passionate about. She told me she'd like to introduce me to friends who got together for coffee. Marcia also mentioned that she'd been in a memoir writing group for 16 years, and that was the very moment I was starting to research writing my spiritual memoir. The group met at the library once a month, and it was open to everyone. I did attend the next meeting, impressively arriving 10 minutes late, missing the first 2 people reading. I'd been so excited to attend that I barely got any sleep. I left my Fitbit with my alarm set on the charger all night. But since my inauspicious start, I've been attending and very much enjoying these new friends and sharing with the memoir group for the past 4 months. Marcia did pick me up one Saturday to meet her friends, which turned out to be a PEO chapter. PEO stands for Philanthropic Educational Organization, and it's a sisterhood that supports college opportunities for women. I'm familiar with it because a dear friend from college, Erin, had been a PEO along with her mother, and it turns out her grandmother. She'd been in it for 40 plus years and has loved every minute. At the PEO monthly meeting, they host a guest speaker, and this was the speaking opportunity Marcia referred to. After Zooming with Aaron for an hour and a half, and then later meeting with Marcia and Lori, who is also the leader of the memoir group, to answer all my questions, the only step left was to answer my invitation to membership. It seems a big emotional commitment, though the time and financial requirements really aren't much. I remember feeling hesitant when I was extended an invitation to join my sorority in college, too. But it turned out to be one of the best decisions ever. Having moved to the Midwest, I don't know many people, and I think I really would enjoy being part of a larger, caring, more worldly, higher-minded tribe. However, because the only thing I seem to be interested in these days is spiritual development, I was concerned that I wouldn't really blend in. But seeing all the synchronicities, the breadcrumbs, appear before me and fall into place, leading me on my path, seems pretty clear that it's meant to be. My letter of acceptance is in the mail. Thank you, universe, for a whole new arena in which I can help others and myself shine that divine.